What's good, YouTube? It's your man, Wilmrbadguy, and I'm back on the scene yet again. Yeah, I know I joke a lot about certain subjects, and I bring my hip-hop music. I do a lot of stuff. I'm an entertainer, but when it comes to certain things, I can get very serious. And when you see the Wilmrbadguy personality from YouTube pop up every once in a while, it's all entertainment for all of you, mixed with a little bit of realism. But right now, I have to really talk about something very deep, with no jokes. The Trayvon Martin movement is very big. Everybody's been doing stuff. It's really shocking to me that black people basically come together for this movement. Everybody thinking, man, we're doing something. Man, this is amazing. Black people uniting. I'm not amused. When I look at Trayvon Martin, it's really sad what happened to him. It's sad that this young man had walked to the store, nothing but Skittles and iced tea. A man came forward and pursued him, followed him, because he felt he was a suspect, instead of simply listening to the operator saying, stay away from the kid. When we look at the Trayvon Martin case, it's just a child being murdered, flat out. It's a child. I wonder that after what happened to him, what's going to happen next? Chances are the man may go to jail. Chances are he may not. Who knows? But are we as a black community only going to stand up when somebody of different races kill us? But what happens when we start killing one another? What's so different? There's been many Trayvon Martins in neighborhoods where somebody was unarmed, didn't have a gun, whatever in their hand, and no weapon. But yet and though they were killed and murdered. And so many people in our own black neighborhoods knew who killed who, but don't want to say nothing because of the Stop Snitching movement or because they had fear. But when someone of a different race killed one of us, all of a sudden we have no fear. Why can't we use the same type of attitude that we have against somebody of a different race who kills us to the same person, individual who has our race who kills one of us? Now I will admit this, that some young black males who live with a nigga mentality, not being just a nigga, but having a nigga mentality by selling drugs, not caring about people, not caring about life. These young black men with nigga mentalities set themselves up to get shot all the time on the street. If you become a drug dealer, you already know there's either jail or death. That's all. And that's the realness of it. And it's sad, but sometimes when you walk that walk of life, walk that life of street life, that's what you're going to get. But what about the other young men out there who don't do that, who live their life, but yet know they had their lives taken away from them? In Cincinnati, Ohio, there was an older man sitting at home on a phone talking to someone about having something for the youth and helping them out. All of a sudden, a car pulled up in front of his house, and it was like a 2 or 3 family house. There was a guy that lived upstairs, and he basically had a confrontation with the men that were inside the car. The men came and started shooting at the house, not at the top, but the bottom where the old man lived at, because technically they didn't really know where the guy really lived at. As the man was on the phone talking to someone, a bullet came in and shot him in the head. He ended up being dead. But yet know that black male with nigga mentality didn't even actually want to speak up about who shot that man. The black men in the car with nigga mentality didn't come and say, yo, we were the wrong ones to kill that old man for no reason. They just walk around their lives. They being normal and not caring. But yet know everybody falls for Trayvon's death. Now, by all means, Trayvon's death was a bad thing. After all of it dies down, was Trayvon's death just a moment? Are we actually going to grow from this moment? Are we going to actually be better people? But when are we going to come together and say, hey, you know what, from Trayvon's death, let's learn from that and become better people? That's what I'm waiting to see. But chances are, maybe his death, his passing, this whole thing, maybe it is just a moment. But what happens after that? Are you still the same human being, the same individual? When you march for Trayvon, will you march for those who have been killed unarmed? Will you march for those who have not done any crime? All the unsolved murders, will you march then? Will you stand up and confess then? Right now, I'm going to test all of you. Let's see what happens. Till then, it's your man, Wilmrbadguy, and this is my public service announcement.